This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back with you here with some important information across the tropics on this Monday, October 2nd. We continue to follow Tropical Storm Philippe as it is going to be moving through the northern Leeward Islands and bringing tropical storm conditions to some of those islands on this Monday. This is the look of Philippe from the broad perspective. Again, it is a tropical storm with winds of 50 miles an hour, but it will be bringing some lashing wind and rain to portions of the northern Leeward Islands throughout the remainder of this Monday into early Tuesday as well. Now we have a tropical storm warning. So the tropical storm watch has been upgraded for Barbuda. Tropical storm warning is currently in effect for Barbuda. We continue with a tropical storm watch for Antigua. What's the difference? A watch means tropical storm conditions are possible. A warning means tropical storm conditions are likely. So if you live in the island of Barbuda or know anyone who does, tropical storm conditions are likely on that island the remainder of Monday through early Tuesday, as Philippe is going to be taking a very close track, very close to Barbuda. Let me show you exactly how close we could get here. I'm going to use what we call our spatial tool here, and I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit more. So here is Barbuda. This is the island itself. Let me click this right here, and I'm going to show you that the forecast track from the Hurricane Center, the center line, is only about 20 miles to the east of Barbuda. And if you can see that blue that's highlighted, that is the likely tropical storm force winds, okay? So a very close track of Philippe to Barbuda, likely bringing tropical storm conditions to that area and the possibility of some localized flash flooding because of that. And that could also happen in Antigua as well. Antigua is certainly close enough. You notice as Philippe kind of bends north and west, it's going to stay a little bit farther away from Antigua, but we'll do the same thing here. Again, we got plenty of time. We don't have anywhere to go. So if I draw this out from Antigua to about the closest area, it's going to be on the center line, right around 50 miles away. If you notice that the wind field that we are forecasting for tropical storm force winds basically goes right over the eastern half of Antigua. That's why there's a watch, not a warning. But again, especially for the eastern side of Antigua, more than likely some tropical storm force conditions in your area for a time later on Monday and potentially even as late as early on Tuesday. Now, other islands of the northern leeward are going to be impacted. Guadeloupe, we could actually have some tropical storm force winds on the eastern side of the island there. Still going to be some heavy rain for places like St. Kitts and Nevis towards Anguilla as well. And again, just kind of going down the line here, although we won't have the best chance for tropical storm conditions in those areas, we could at least get some wind gusts. Montserrat, you would be included in that. But obviously, our big focus right now is going to be on Antigua and on Barbuda as well. This is the GFS model for the rain over the next couple days. I'm going to put this into motion, and we'll let it run back through. Now, again, the GFS model, just like it was yesterday, is still trying to keep the core of the strongest winds and the heaviest rain just a little bit east of Antigua and Barbuda. But the Hurricane Center is forecasting 4 to 6 inches of rain in Antigua and Barbuda and 2 to 4 inches of rain elsewhere across the northern Leeward Islands. That could lead to some localized flash flooding. So please keep that in mind if you live in those areas. Some locally heavy rainfall is possible. Let me show you the winds out of this model. We'll go to the wind gust product here. Same time period. Put that into motion for you here. Let's see. Click that button and then put that into motion for you here. And you'll see that again, when you're looking at the oranges and especially the reds and the pinks, you're now getting to tropical storm force wind gusts. Not sustained winds, but wind gusts. And the GFS model, again, continues to drive in very breezy, gusty winds, but trying to keep the core of the tropical storm force winds just east of the islands. Now, again, that's not what the Hurricane Center is saying. The Hurricane Center is farther off towards the west with that. So, again, I'm going to show you the NAM model coming up, and it's going to be more in line with what the Hurricane Center feels like could be happening. But you can see, again, we're keeping those oranges and reds east of the islands. That's good. But I'm not sure I really buy that solution. I mean, we're going to be more than likely very close to Antigua and Barbuda as far as getting some good tropical storm conditions, at least for a time late Monday and early on Tuesday. Let's look at the total precipitation out of the GFS model. And again, I'll put that into motion as well. Again, the Hurricane Center is calling for 4 to 6 inches of rain in Antigua and in Barbuda. And you can see that moisture coming up even on the GFS model, which again is going to keep the rain, the heaviest rain, east, we're still going to be getting into those whites here, which is going to be 2 to 3 plus inches of rain at least, with locally higher amounts. So again, that's why we're talking about the possibility of some localized flash flooding, some urban flooding, some small stream flooding to go along with it. And there could be some heavier rain for places like Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis. Again, all of the northern Leeward Islands are going to be in some form of heavier rain as we have Philippe track off just towards the east. So I mentioned the NAM model, and if you viewed the video from yesterday, this is going to be about the same scenario, if you will, as well. I'm going to take 1 second here, and I'm going to set up this model for you real quick, and we're going to take a look at what the NAM is showing, because it's going to have a solution that's a little bit more in line with what the Hurricane Center thinks is going to be happening here. So let me get over to its reflectivity product. I will put that into motion. And just like yesterday, if you watched the video, the NAM model is more in agreement with what the Hurricane Center feels, and that is pushing the core of Philippe over places like Antigua and Barbuda and still bringing some heavy rain to St. Kitts and Nevis. So here you go. Here's Antigua and Barbuda, and you can just see that heavier rain now is right over those islands with the NAM model. And to be quite honest, based on what I'm seeing from the current track of Philippe, I am more inclined to believe the NAM model. I'm more inclined to believe that the heavier rain and the stronger winds will be able to reach the islands, especially Barbuda. Antigua would be very close to that as well. And then just a little bit lesser for Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, and towards Anguilla. I would expect some moisture to be able to overrun the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico, more than likely, it's going to be just kind of the localized showers and storms. You're going to be far enough away from the core of Philippe. Let me put that into motion one more time. And again, you can just see, and this is over the next 2 days, that it's just a slightly farther westerly track. Both the NAM and the GFS have Philippe staying a tropical storm with winds right around 50 miles an hour at its maximum sustained. It's just the track, in this more westerly track, which is more in agreement with the Hurricane Center, is just going to be bringing more widespread tropical storm conditions to the northern Leeward Islands. Again, 4 to 6 inches of rain forecast there. Now, I can show you also with the NAM model the surface wind gusts as well. Again, these are going to be gusts, not sustained, but it's the same scenario where the core of whatever Philippe is going to be moving over the northern Leeward Islands. So you're going to have those 30, 40, maybe up to 50 mile an hour wind gusts moving across the islands, at least for a time. And you know, we'll take this very step by step. So this is going to be later this evening. This is basically 9 o'clock here Eastern time, and you can see those stronger winds beginning to work their way into the area. Put that into motion. Again, you're looking at what? 30, 40 mile an hour winds and gusts, but some locally heavy rainfall to go along with it. And those winds will continue to lash places like Anguilla as we get into tomorrow evening, and then pulling away. So the time frame again is through the remainder of our Monday, and at least towards the far northern Leeward Islands, potentially through portions of our Tuesday as well. So again, we do have a tropical storm warning in effect for Barbuda, and then we have a tropical storm watch in effect for Antigua. Let me go over to the broad perspective here just real quick. I'm going to go back to the GFS model for us here and just put this back into motion for the next couple of days, because we'll talk about the rest of the Caribbean as well. And again, let me get back over to the reflectivity product, which is this right here, and just kind of giving you a little bit broader perspective of what I expect to be happening here. Obviously, Philippe and the northern Leeward Islands is going to be the big story. We will have some heavier rain in portions of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Again, the moisture from Philippe should be staying far enough east of Puerto Rico where I don't really expect direct impacts, but from Martinique north, obviously, we're going to have some heavier rain here the next, say, 36 hours, and then on over towards, again, the Dominican Republic and Haiti, the opportunity for some good showers in the forecast there as well. Let me see if I can click this. There we go. So I want to show you the San Juan forecast for the next 5 days. 40% chance for showers today, 50% chance on Tuesday. Actually, as Philippe moves away, we're going to pick up southerly winds across the island. That's going to bring a better chance for showers and storms, especially on Wednesday, back down to a 50% chance on Thursday and Friday. So scattered right now, but a little bit wetter mid to late week. Daytime highs in San Juan running in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. Again, if this information was helpful for you, we appreciate you liking the video and subscribe to the channel as well, especially if you live in the northern Leeward Islands. Let me know what you're seeing there. I would love to hear from you. Same thing for the the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, if you get some rain, it's always important to get that, ground truth information, if you will. Subscribe to the channel. We'll keep you updated right here. Thanks for tuning into our latest video here at Meteo Mundo.